P. Wilson.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Honorable Finance Minister, this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Second Amendment Bill 2019 is going against the dictates of Honorable Supreme Court in the judgment rendered under the Pioneer Urban Land and Infrastructure Limited versus Union of India. The allottees have been treated as a financial creditors, and any one of the allottee has got power to invoke the resolution process. Now, under the Amendment Act, you are diluting it by giving numbers, namely that 100 of such creditors in the same class or not less than 10% of the total number of such creditors in the same class are alone entitled to act as a financial creditors. This amendment reduces the bargaining power of the allottees, and in fact, it gives leverage to the real estate developers who do the project only on the basis of the amount that is collected from the allottees. Therefore, this amendment is upsetting the judgment of Honorable Supreme Court, which in my respectful submission would be, it is against Article 50 of the Constitution. And yet another discrepancy which I saw in this amendment bill is, in Section 512, proviso has been omitted. This 512 proviso, which gives the date of the commencement of the insolvency as from the date of appointment of the resolution process. But however, if this 12 proviso is deleted and it would be read as from the date of admission of the petitions, then this will go against Section 14(1) explanation, which is thought to be introduced. As per Section 14(1) explanation, despite this amendment, that is 512 proviso being deleted, even an insolvent company can be given license, or the registrations can be done, or permissions can be granted, or quota can be given by the state government or central government. How can an insolvent company, which has been declared as an insolvent or from the date of commencement of this resolution process, be given with this license and registration? So therefore, there is a direct conflict with 512 proviso that is being deleted. And only 1 minute, Chairman.
Only 1 point, not 1 minute.
The judgment of the Supreme Court, which I referred to you, has called upon that NCLT and the NCLT should be manned by members who have exposure in this real estate. And in fact, the Union of India has filed an affidavit. Para 103, they have given an undertaking that members will have a background from the real estate. Has the central government appointed any members with such background, and the judgment of the Supreme Court has been implemented? Therefore, I would say that this amendment bill goes against the judgment of the Supreme Court. It is violative of Article 50.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson.